is beyond all names and forms. We come together for healing, revealing who we are. We come together for healing, revealing who we are. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite. Who has many names? Who has many names? Yet is beyond all names and forms. Who has many names? Yet is beyond all names and forms. We come together for healing, revealing who we are. We come together for healing, revealing who we are. Sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. We sing in the name of the one, eternal, infinite being. Who has many names, yet is beyond all names and forms. Who has many names, yet is beyond all names and forms. We come together for healing, revealing who we are. We come together for healing, revealing who we
Good morning, everybody. How are you? Good. This was your last chance to applaud, so get it out of your system. Just do this right now. Oh, I could run a talk show now. This is great. The reason I say that is this is a prayer service, so very soon we will have wonderful music, but I'll encourage you not to applaud. You are at the Center for Spiritual Living. This is a unique service. We do it about 4 times a year. And it is a way for us to remember what we teach and to practice that. In fact, I think it was Ernest Holmes, our founder, who said, we should be the prayingest people on the planet because we believe in it. And so we do it together. What I've noticed is when we do it together, there just seems to be a collective consciousness that is more potent than when we do it individually. At least I've noticed that for myself. And I am a rugged individualist, so it's hard to admit this. But I go farther in a pack than when I'm by myself. Good thing to remember. So let me tell you a little bit about us, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about the process for today. First of all, for those of you that are new here, we are a culmination, and this is from Ernest Holmes, we are a culmination of the findings, the opinions of philosophy, the findings of science, and the revelations of religion. All, when they come together, then we think that that's probably truth. And yet we want to talk about these things as they are applied to human needs and aspirations. So your needs and your dreams, these things were revealed so that people could have a greater experience of life. And Jesus said it this way, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So the abundant, thriving life is what we're going for. And one of the ways to do that is to move into an attitude of acceptance and receptivity, which is what we believe prayer does. But think about this during the week. What's good things happening? What's good? What we give our attention to increases. The reason I'm making this public is that oftentimes a good thing happens and we kind of skate by it. But other things happen, and boy, do we give it attention. So this is a place where you can stand up and say, I'm buying a house, and, my relative is okay, and, my daughter cooks. It's a good thing. It's all of a good thing. So thank you for indulging me in this. So I want to shift gears a bit and speak a tiny bit about what we're going to be doing, the kind of prayer that we give. Ernest Holmes gave us a formula for prayer, and I'm saying prayer because that's how you would probably talk about it to your relatives. But he gave us a formula, a method. We could become Methodists, but that was taken. So there's a method to our prayers. And the way that we do this is that we first stop looking at the condition and we look to God. And notice that this is very important. Often where we are looking is where we give our attention. And to look means we're giving our attention to God. So first we just look up. And by up, it means beyond appearances. Otherwise we'd be, the cult of the stargazers. And actually, this would be dangerous. Don't walk around like this because you could fall. But so to look up means to go beyond appearances, to look beyond our conditioning. And then, if you'll notice that what you look at, you start to be influenced by. Whatever you look at, you'll be influenced by. If you watch certain TV programs, you'll be influenced by that. It's said that the movies that we watch when we're growing up influence us. So we want to put attention, at least in our practices, our private spiritual practices, we want to give our attention to that which we would want to be influenced by and be lifted by and changed by. So recognition, then we unify with that. And then we come to the place of just simply accepting. Because when we're really close to someone, we know that they love us and will give us what we really need. And so when we get very close to the universal source of all goodness, we know that it will give us what we need. And we just become receptive to that. We accept it. And then we're grateful. And then we let it go. We're going to be doing all of those things collectively together, so we can practice it together and feel the energy of accepting things as one. That's why worship has been so powerful in so many world religions, because what happens in a group is more powerful to the psyche than what happens individually. It just has a different resonance to it. So, as we're beginning to pray, I would like to ask you what we should be praying for. So this is a time where you can say something, and if I think that it will work for everybody, then I'll pray for this when we go through that stage of our prayer. And I say that because it wasn't wrong, but I remember once saying, so what are we praying for? And somebody had, they're good. What they really wanted was, I'm sure it was 12 vegetable costumes. And I just didn't think that was probably universally desired in the room. And so, please say what you want, and if it's kind of universal, then we'll be praying for that, because we want to have a prayer that's for everyone. Yes?
Divine grace.
Okay, grace. And what is grace to you?
It encompasses all that is, and so it's an anointing.
Okay, so how about I use a different language for everybody, and why don't we accept God's givingness? Because grace can be defined as the free givingness of God, must not be earned. Take that, a deep breath. Don't have to earn it. Yes. All right. So we're going to accept the givingness of God. All right. What else? Yes. You want financial freedom. So you would like to be supported in living your dreams. You can bless others with it, and you can live your dreams. Great, cool, wonderful. What else? Yes. Right? Oh, listen to us. You sound like you've taken classes. Okay, divine right livelihood, which means you want the job you like? Job, love. Okay, great. Thank you.
The courage to clearly hear your calling and follow.
Okay. Hear calling. And somebody else had their hand up right at, yes, PJ. That's where the calling lies. Yes.
A greater sense of community.
You want community. Okay, this is quite a bit. So, and I want to generalize. Would everybody like to have more, to accept more of God's goodness, which is called grace? Great. Would everyone like a little bit more financial freedom? Oh, heck no. Keep it from me. Okay, just thought I'd check. How many of you would like to have jobs you love? How many of you would like to be so filled with intelligence that you know what your calling is, plus everything else? And how many of you would like to have a greater sense of unity with other people, which is called community, common unity? Anyone want to say no to that? No, I want to stay isolated. Bleh. All right, just there. Okay, that's what we will be praying for, collectively and individually. There will be a place in the prayer where I won't be talking, and I'll ask you to accept something for yourself. So just let the Holy Spirit, which is intelligence in you, reveal to you what it might be time to accept. If you could accept something today, what would it be? Just hold that in your heart. So let's take a deep breath and prepare. So many ways to prepare. One of them is to know what's on your heart and in your heart. That's preparation. It was written on the outside of the temple of Delphi, know thyself. So know what's in yourself. And within each self, which is an expression of the one, there is the next calling, the next step, the next dream to be realized. And oftentimes it shows up as a tiny little hope. So move into the heart. Move into that holy of holies where spirit and soul meet. And know yourself. And what it is that calls you to accept it. See, sometimes we think we're moving towards something, but maybe something's drawing us to it. We think we want a lover, but truly a lover is drawing us to them. We think we want the right job, and yet a job is crying out for us. That's a reciprocal universe. So we prepare by knowing what's in our heart, and we prepare by cleansing our consciousness of things that are not needed in this moment. So take your concerns and your plans, trivia, or big complex issues, put them all under your chair at this moment. You are free to pick them up as you leave. But for this time, for this moment, allow yourself to be weightless. And turn your chin slightly upward, telling your body that you're looking beyond even this moment to that which is greater than yourself. And we begin to remind ourselves of that greater self, that which I will call God. You can call it anything you want, but rest in your chair and look to it. And remember the highest thought of it.